Sully, if you post that in the chat, I swear to God, I will time you out so fast you won't even know what happened. So keep your B-movie script to yourself, friend. We don't tolerate that kind of garbage here at the Axie Stack. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Missile Bomb's here! Hooray! Oh my gosh, there's so many of you here. I was like trying to get posted everywhere, and capture card wasn't working, and Axolotl was freaking out, and oh my god, today has just been chaos. Alright, I see Sully, I see Altair, I see MTX, Jace, how you guys doing? Mage! And Missile Bomb, everybody's here. I don't even know what ellipse- like, I know what lorem ipsum is, I just don't know what, I just don't know why you- I don't know what that was that you posted. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. What do we start with? Well, since, there's so many things to work on, friendos. We'll start with Missile Bombs, since Missile Bomb is here. And we'll just work on this for a little bit, and then, yeah. Go from there. Dinner. What'd you have for dinner? I made pork chop with breading, and I made green beans and mashed potatoes. Start over here and move our way across. Let's see. I prefer when I work too big and then can shrink it down. Oh, okay. Oh, that's why it's related then. That's actually not a bad way to get names for stuff. They're all nonsense words anyway. Steak and mashed potatoes sound so good. I haven't had like a proper steak in a while. Eating a lot of just, you know, things that are good for you, like salmon and chicken, and the occasional pork chop, and the occasional burger. Baked chicken breast, rice, mini cupcakes, and strawberry shortcakes. Oh, that sounds so good. Hey, leftover pizza is perfectly acceptable. I haven't actually ordered out pizza too much recently. Hey, stop sign! I'm gonna go try to go back to eating like a regular person tomorrow, but today I was like, I want something deep fried. Deep fried and bedded. Sorry, I woke up this morning and my throat was bugging me a little bit, and my nose is a little stuffy. Like, I don't think I'm fully getting a cold yet, but I think I'm definitely in the process of getting a cold, so today I just tried to take it easy, and I just kind of hung out at home and watched some Netflix, and tried to get my species sheet back in order since I fucked up the font size. So, yeah, I'm doing alright. It's been a kind of a long day. My stupid desktop computer keeps finding viruses, and I don't know where they're coming from, so I spent a lot of the day messing with that. do. It was one of those things where, like, I would scan the computer with malware bytes, and it would find, like, one piece of malware. So I would tell it to remove it. And then it would say, oh, okay, you have to restart the computer to be able to do that. Okay, fine, you restart the computer. But then you'd scan it again after you restart the computer, and it would find a different piece of malware. Like, an entirely different file. It was not even like, oh, it didn't remove it properly. It was just a completely different file on the system. So I don't know what's going on with my computer right now, but I was, like... I was just annoyed all morning fixing that. So now the computer doesn't appear to have any viruses on it, so that's a good start. Also, where's my 12-point brush? 12-point brush missing. That's fun. You guys are good? No fret. No worries. There's no worries in the Axie Stack. So, yeah. How's everybody's weekend going? It's fucking cold here. I was actually thinking about maybe doing the stream even earlier than 8 o'clock, like starting out in the middle of the day, since I wasn't planning to go anywhere because it's so cold. But I ended up getting caught up fixing it. At one point, I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna fix this cheat so we can get back on track with that. It's fixed now, though. All is well. Yeah, cause see, now I have the sheets with bigger font. So they're like, I had to pare down a lot of the text, and it hurt me a little bit to do it because there were some places where I really liked the way I wrote things. But on these later pages that had a lot of information, I actually found it was easier to remove the text for some reason, to make the information fit. In some pages, I didn't need to change it at all. Like on this page, I think almost all the text is completely untouched. I just made it a different size. But on this page, I did have to cut out a lot of sentences to try to make the text fit on the page. And it, I think it's easier to read now. I think my language is a little less, confusing. And I stopped repeating myself so much. Like, if I knew I mentioned something on another page, I just took it out. So I think the information's a little bit easier to read now. So, as much as it hurt me to do it last night, it actually ended up being better that I took out some of the information. So, it's not a bad exercise to go back and look at the information again and take out things that don't make sense, or things that, you know, maybe got repeated, or I found a lot of spelling and grammar errors. Like, there were a lot of places where I started to write a sentence and then didn't finish it. So, yeah. So I figured it, like, so there would be like a half a sentence with a period at the end of it, because I just never finished the thought. And, you know, if I ad-libbed anything in while I was moving it from my text document into Photoshop, Photoshop won't catch my spelling mistakes. So, anything I wrote in without, like, consulting, you know, Word or something first, they came out. So, yeah. So, I'm almost done fixing them. There's one more page I have to do, and then we'll be back on track, and I can just start with a fresh page. Luckily I didn't have to change any of the artwork, so that's good. There was only one piece of artwork in there that I had to resize, and you can barely tell that I did it, because it was just like a little bit, and so it doesn't like affect the resolution of the image all that much. So, we will get back to that at some point. Is it windy where you are? Missile. At least it's like vaguely warmer, although I imagine it below 0. There's not much difference between -4 and -38, right? I just can't imagine how much of a difference that makes, although I guess it's a difference of 30 degrees, but cold is still cold. You guys see me tactfully evading doing the glasses, because that's a conscious choice. Okay, let's actually take care of those glasses. Oh. I have to go get a box of tissues. Whoa, not 5,000 bits. Definitely not 5,000 bits. Well, that didn't what I wanted. Okay. Gotta do it the old-fashioned way. Here. Long sleeve shirt versus parka. Gotcha. This Guild Wars. This is Diddy Kong's quest. Although you mentioned Guild Wars, and Guild Wars is actually next, so. Unless you're talking about the art, in which case, no, I don't think it is. I think this is just a mouse character. I don't think she's like a Skrid or something. She's a mouse, right? I wanted to say mouse, but at the same time, she could have been a very stylized rat, so I wasn't 100% sure, but I just assumed that she was a mouse. Well, I don't know if that answers your question or makes it more confusing. My Guild Wars 2 character? Oh, my Char. Well, maybe the Char. Or maybe the Asura? I don't know. Maybe a little bit, yeah. Common field mouse. Okay. I was pretty sure it was a mouse because of the ears, but at the same time, everybody stylizes things a little bit differently, so there was this little part of me that was like, I don't know, maybe it's a rat, but it looks like a mouse. Birds. Gotta love birds. Speaking of birds, I was sitting in my office today watching Netflix and working on reorganizing my species. And all of a sudden Shay starts flipping out and, like, chattering. And so I look out the window and I can't figure out what she sees. And I look up and there is a little tiny cardinal just chilling on the branch. Just sitting there. I was gonna take his picture and he flew away before I could do it. But he was super cute. I've never seen, like, a cardinal that close before. I just didn't see him at first because he was, like, not on my eye line. But he flew away before I could get his picture. But he was cool. Pretty sure it was a male. He was really dark. Like, he was, like, a really vivid red, so I'm pretty sure he was male. He didn't stick around long enough for me to, like, look at the colors that hard. I just looked out the window, saw a red bird in the tree, and was like, oh, a bird. Oh, I was sitting in my office at my house. Like, I was sitting next to my stream setup, just, like, watching Netflix. It's Saturday, man. I'm not doing work from home. Get out of here. Only time I'm doing work from home is if I can't come in on a weekday. Like, if it snows too much and it's physically impossible for me to get in, then... Oh, it's a Cass. What up, Cass? You are watching me. Pay for a ponytail? I don't really remember. Sometimes my sketches confuse me as well. What's going on, Cass? I'm sitting here being sniffly. If that gets weird and gross, let me know and I'll go find a tissue box and try to be slightly less gross. One of my biggest triggers is when I'm trying to watch like a YouTube video or a stream or something and the streamer just spends the whole time going I hate it. It's like, can you maybe back away from the camera for a second? Or like not sniffle constantly. Or, I don't know, like intermittently stop sniffling to speak. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes your body's gonna make weird sniffly noises because you're not feeling good or whatever, but maybe, I don't know, talk sometimes. When 80% of the video is just you sniffling, no thank you. You're dying editing, so you're taking a break to watch me. Getting ready for D&D. Ooh, that's fun. So many D&D players that I've met. Well, this is a D&D piece I'm doing for Misselbaum. Or eating on camera, yeah. Or at least people who don't eat quietly. Like, when people eat, like, this close to the camera, and they're, like, crunching into the microphone, I hate it. It just... If you're gonna eat, back up away from the microphone a little bit. Like, when... For example, since she's here, I could poke fun at her, but, like, Cass sometimes does social eating during her stream, but she backs away from the microphone, so it's not, like, an obnoxious chewing sound the whole time. You don't really hear her chewing her food. She just is eating. But, like, I know so many streamers that will go get, like, cereal, and then they will sit, like, a half inch from the microphone and just chew their cereal. Or they're wearing a headset. And it's like, can you not, though? It's gross. Back up a little bit. Please. Or just take, like, 15 minutes, go eat your breakfast or your lunch or whatever, and then come back. That too. I mean, I guess the music with no talking is kind of their own preference, but I tend not to like those kind of streams very much because I want to have an interaction with the streamer. And so, like, if that's the kind of stream they want to run, then that's fine. You know, then I just won't go to their stream. It just, you know, it is what it is. They're just not the streamer for me. But I guess in all these cases, it's like they're just not the streamer for me if they're gonna chew on camera or whatever. I'm glad the social eating thing isn't gross. I was full of fear. Yes. No, it's not gross because you don't sit 4 seconds from the... You don't sit like a half inch from the microphone. You back up so that we don't hear you chewing. They're doing ASMR. Yeah. I tend to lose interest in a stream really quick if I can't hear them, I guess. And especially for me watching streams at work, I want to have somebody to talk to, but I need to be able to, I need to be able to put, I need to be able to minimize the stream while I'm at work, you know? And so if I find somebody while I'm at work, you know, if Philpine or Cass or Ma aren't streaming and I want to find somebody new to talk to, you know, I might go look for somebody, but if they're a streamer who doesn't speak at all, or somebody who only uses the text chat to talk, then I just leave. Because I just don't have the time to keep tabbing in and out, trying to figure out what they're saying, you know? I would rather be able to listen and then just quick give my input because I'm at work and I have things to do. I don't know. I try not to eat on stream if I can help it, and I try not to, I try to mute my microphone when I sneeze. I know that's not I know that one's not a big deal, and a lot of people sneeze when they're on stream, and that's, like, it doesn't bug me, I just try not to do it. I'll just, usually if I catch myself, I'll be like, oh, hang on a second, I have to sneeze, and just mute the microphone. I don't know how much you hear me turning off my mic, though. This microphone's pretty sensitive, though I'm sure at some point you might have heard the crackling of me trying to touch the microphone and turn it off. I don't know, Miss Obama, what happened to your channel? I didn't even know that was a thing that could happen. Oh, I guess one thing I should have asked before I started doing all this work was, I know it was okay for Missile, because he said that he showed, I don't know why. What kind of handle I wanted to give it, like a dagger. Stupid. Because you said you showed it to everybody, but if anybody doesn't want me to work on their commission on stream tonight, let me know, because I'm gonna work on everybody's stuff, a little bit, I think, so... You know, if anybody doesn't want me to show their work, not do it. I have plenty of other things to work on, so if you don't want me to do, I can off screen. Just in case it's like a gift thing. They're sitting on my desktop and you can barely see them. Just prepping for the show I'm building. Oh, it's a complete overhaul. Oh, that's wild. That's probably scary. Well, hopefully the complete overhaul is awesome and everybody loves it. I'm sure everybody will. What are you updating, like, everything? Like, the name and the, like, branding and everything? I've never really been to one of your streams, so... Mage. Well, I'm working on this. I'm talking to Missile. Talking to Cass and MTX and Stop Sign. Talking to everybody. I was saying if anybody doesn't want me to work on their commission on stream, let me know. That's awesome. Well, good luck to you, friend. Not easy. I went through the same thing when I started up Artsy Axolotl too, because I had been working under an old character name, and I don't use that character anymore. It was just that her name was kind of unique and easy to use, but nobody understood it, and it wasn't like a real word. Like, Axolotl is hard for people to say sometimes, and they don't really understand, like, how to say it, but I can explain that, oh, it's a salamander from Mexico, and then show them pictures of one. Whereas, like, in the other, oh, hi! Misfit Chicklet, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I don't remember what I was saying. I already lost track of my train of thought. Oh, yeah, I was going by that, but, like, whenever people would ask me, like, oh, what's Athkor Omnirock, I would be like, it's a character I made, and it was really awkward to explain to people, because I wasn't even really using the character anymore. She was like a really old character that I was not using too much. So I finally was just like, I'm gonna pick an animal I like, and I'm gonna make a channel dedicated entirely with that animal. And I went through the whole process of making all of the graphics and everything for the channel and all that. Aw! Hi, Misfit Chicklet, thank you. I'm glad you like her. Going from Missile Bomb, which is my username, to Rusty Dagger Alliance, which is the brand we built for the show. That's awesome. That's a cool name. I like both the names, but Rusty Dagger Alliance sounds awesome. They both are kind of badass sounding. Oh, jeez. Well, now I have a name to go with this character. You know, a person in chat that this character belongs to. Just gonna work my way up, I think. How you doing? You guys just hanging out? About this weird hands. They strike again. That's a little weird. Helps. Learning things about your stuff on someone else's stream. Ah, Cass, yes, the evil is defeated. Hooray! So, how many more edits are there now? Is this the book you were reading? Not the Grimm's Fairy Tale one, but the other one before that you were reading the other night and making edits to? Which, by the way, okay, so I don't know how often she does readings during the week, but if you all want just like a fun audiobook reading, go hang out with Cass. Because, oh my god, I love just working at work and just putting her on in the background and just listening to audiobook loveliness. Misfit is the mouse, Pharaoh is the owl, Rookie is the fox, and Allie is the rabbit. Oh, okay. Pharaoh and Misfit you didn't give me names for in the email. So I knew Allie and Misfit, but I didn't know Pharaoh sorry, Rookie and Allie, but not Misfit and Pharaoh. I think you just referred to them as my wife's character and my character. Which is fine. Sometimes I don't need to know the name of the character. It doesn't help me or hurt me in either way. It's just sometimes it's, sometimes I know and sometimes I don't. And now I know. That piece of knowledge is now in my brain. Middle grade novel about ghosts. I have to send it to 2 more editors and then clean it up and then put the book together and then it's done. The next one's Wednesday? Okay, well, you know where I'm gonna be Wednesday afternoon. After a while, I run out of stupid YouTube videos to listen to, and it's really hard for me to watch, like, Netflix at work, because everybody's like, man, you can't watch TV while you're working at the same time. It's not possible. So, I just listen to audiobooks instead. Audiobooks. Cass has a couple published books. Cass is pretty great. Art friends. Helping art friends. Whenever I, sometime in my lineage, finish, all these pages for Lorhandel, you're gonna have to help me put a book together, because I kind of want to get those printed. Just because I think it'd be fun, and if you guys want a hard copy of all my creatures, I think that'd be fun. Let's curve that in a little bit, because it's a little too thick. Yeah, maybe Cass could help you out if she's okay with that. I don't know how much editing she does in her free time for other people or whatever, but if if you ask nicely, maybe she'll do it for you. Take a look at it. Ah, there you go. She'd love to read it. Perfect. Yes, writing. We have a good blend of artists and writers and just art appreciators. You gotta have those art appreciators. If nobody's around to appreciate the art, then it's not worth it. Well, being dead has a significant impact in that. Hey, Misfit, does your character have a ponytail? I drew a ponytail in here, and now that I'm looking at it, I can't remember what I did with it. I can't remember, like, at all what I was doing with your character. I'm gonna go try to find the email, but... Whoa, I have a lot of emails. Christ. Okay. That one... Let me, oh, that's so... I'm gonna pop the BRB up for a second just because no offense, you guys don't need to be else, so, oh, you did name her. Okay, I'm just stupid. That's all it is. Okay, back. She's supposed to have a pony. Okay. I think I did these two side pieces and then didn't do the ponytail in the sketch, maybe? Cass, we had like a whole meme discussion the other night, and I ended up having to make an entire channel just for memes because it did become a little bit of a dumpster fire in here. And now the dumpster fire is contained to its own hilarious channel, full of, well, of course, memeage. Small cheering from the background because I'm a marshmallow and doesn't write much, but all as a fan all the same. A marshmallow that doesn't draw much. Or write much. I liked your description of you being a marshmallow. Ah, Trixel. Quality memes. Oh, it was awesome. Don't take my joking as I didn't enjoy it because it was hysterical. I was laughing so hard that night. I almost didn't want to go to sleep just because it was so funny. Like, you guys went ham. I made that meme channel and you guys just lost your minds and it was great. Also, I hate drawing. Let me just put that up there. Ponytails are not fun to draw. They're not even really fun to put in. I'm glad I have short hair, because I never have to do that again. What is... Oh, the Russian knuckles. I've seen that meme everywhere. Is that, like, the current meme at the moment? Is that the... the one that's happening right now? Let's get some bottles on your bag. The Russian Knuckles one is really good, to be honest. Well, and then, what was it, last night? Kib was trying to help me, like, justify paring down my writing. And so he and I were having, like, a really serious discussion on, like, other ways to do... And then Dyer jumped in. We were discussing better ways for me to do my character sheets. And, like, we were having a really serious discussion about that. But then in the upper right-hand corner of my screen, I kept getting notifications from Jace and Apple being, like, talking about sexuality and stuff in the meme chat. It was amazing. It, like, broke up the seriousness of the other chat with just, like, chaos. It was... You guys were, like, on fire last night, and it was just wild. Just the most wild thing I'd ever seen. What was my out-of-context quote from the other night? Because there was one quote that I had to, like, stop what I was doing and just laugh, because it was so out of context. Something about, can't you use olive oil like a regular person? But why? Hands need love too. Yeah, they do. Absolutely. You guys and your pansexuality memes. Hey, Friss, what's going on? Friss has been working on a lot of cool stuff, too. Posted that character the other day. You do a lot of concept art. I'm surprised you don't work for someone. Or maybe you do, and I never thought to ask, but... Your concept art is cool. Jars of stuff hanging from your backpack. I was kind of tempted to make those, like, not black, but I'm also kind of tempted to just leave them like that, so I'm just gonna leave them like that. Cool. I don't know what sort of backpack wearer you are, but now you have a backpack with potions. So. Yo, it is. It's so hard. I got really lucky. Like, I got stupid lucky. I just can't believe you haven't gotten a job somewhere with that portfolio. Because you have an absolutely wild portfolio and it's really well put together, and I just can't believe nobody was like, I need that person in my life. Oh, jeez. Not the whole potion. Just part of the potion. A small portion of the potion. You are not wrong, friend. Ah, see you later, Cass! Yes, good luck. Murder the boss. Break his face in. Do it for the Axie Stack. And the sushi mobile. Drive the sushi mobile over his face. Make that a canon thing that happens in your campaign. Current meme is Ugandan Knuckles. Is that the name of it? Now I know. Now I have a name to go with the meme. I saw this hilarious picture on Tumblr today, and I really should have sent it to you guys, and I didn't. But it was like the Ugandan Knuckles dressed up as like Buddha or something, and it was like, maybe you are Dewey. Cackling. Ah, Foxette! Hello! And a Rachel! Rachel has joined the party. What's up, friendo? How big we are. We're having so much fun. Big party. Whee! Big problem I have with my art currently is having that wow factor in terms of illustrated characters, so I'm taking classes in a couple weeks to fix that. Hey, that's awesome! Never too late to take classes. You can always take more classes. Hi. We're doing lots of commission stuffs today. Night. Gonna work for a while. They were sticky. And it's Apple! Apple has arrived. What's going on, friendos? Frienderinos? I woke up this morning and I was just like laying in my bed. Spent most of my day laying in bed. Which is probably good because I'm not, like, I feel like I'm starting to get sick. Like, I don't feel gross yet, but I can feel my, you know, feel my face. I can feel it in my face. My throat's a little scratchy, so I know it's starting to get to be that time of the year where I get like one minor cold that whatever, but makes me feel like I'm dying. So I just stayed in bed today and rested, and I feel pretty good right now, actually. But I have a glass of water just in case. A nap-filled day. Nap-filled days are the best kind of days, honestly. So I think I'm gonna finish the line art on this character, and then I'm gonna switch to something else for a little bit. I don't want to spread out my time amongst everybody's things, so I'm gonna bounce around throughout the night, just so I don't spend too much time on one person's art. And especially since a lot of you guys who can't usually get here on a weekday stream are here, you know, I can bounce around and do some missions at the same time. Let me show you actually the I got here. So I got this sketch from Missile Bomb, which I'm gonna save just in case. So, and then I got this turnaround for a friend, somebody who bought art from me before. They're not in the Discord as far as I know, unless you have a different name here. But I made this character. I'm pretty excited about this one. I think the front view turned out really cool. A base for Mage Winter's Astral character. I didn't make it look like the Astral yet, so I might do that one next. Couples icon for Jace. And then this character for someone else also. Somebody I've never purchased from before, or had somebody new that I've never had get from before. But this character was fun too. I'm happy with how the face came out. So yeah, got a couple things to work on. As long as you don't get the flu, apparently there's a weird, intense strain going around right now. Yes, I've heard that the flu is kind of gross this year. Our accounting, or like our HR accounting lady hasn't been in for a couple of days now because she got really sick. And just didn't come into the office because it's just not safe for her to come in. It's kind of wild if you think about it. Ah, gross. Night shifts are gross. Well, actually, they're not that bad. I sort of enjoyed my overnight shifts. They weren't the worst thing ever. I don't know what time zone you're in, technically. I would like very much to not get the flu. Apparently, my boss actually is having the cleaning people come in and, like, deep clean our desks, so that's gonna be weird. He's, like, very upset about us possibly getting everyone sick. Which, nobody in the office is really sick right now, so I don't know why he's freaking out about it, but he's very, very intensely concerned about it. Okay, you're in Mountain Time. Gotcha. I know generally where in Canada you are, I just don't know what time zone it technically lands in. Yeah, it seems like everybody was doing pretty good today. I've been doing alright today. It's been A-okay. Of course, I might, much as I don't want to go out in the intense cold, if it's not so cold I can't go outside, I'm gonna have to run. I want to make soup. Make soup, especially if I'm starting to get sick. Stardew Valley. Something about the beginning of that music made me think of, like, Zelda, and I don't know why. Like, they're gonna take everything off the desks and, like, seriously, like, disinfect everything. Like, I feel like he's paying them to, like, treat it as if there was, like, a serious outbreak of, like, a virus in the office and just, like, I mean, seriously deep clean. Like, literally basically pouring bleach on everything. Like, my boss is kind of in a good way. Crazy in a good way. I enjoy him quite a bit, actually. He's certainly not the worst boss I've ever had. I want to be nice and say even my manager at Baby wasn't there. But as a person, she was awesome. As a manager, she was not awesome. Not desks that worry, it's doorknobs and paper towel dispensers. Oh, okay, you're a janitor. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. See, like, that's what I was worried about, but to. I'm sure he's gonna have them clean everything else, like things like doorknobs and whatever. The man is a cartoon villain, so, you know, you must forgive him for his crazy ways. Yes, maybe that's what it is. Maybe Kokiri Forest? Yeah, it's Stardew Valley. I don't know. Something about the beginning made me think of Zelda a little bit, but not. Stardew Valley. Okay, hey, there's one. Okay. Well, I guess that explains why you're working so many late shifts, Miss LeBomb. Hey, you're good, Dyer. Fashionably late, right? The cool guy never shows up early to the party. The cool guy also never looks at explosions, so I don't know where that analogy was going. Hi, Aubrielle. Thank you. We're doing a bunch of commission stuff tonight, so I am doing as much as I possibly can. Stardew Valley, I have heard, is awesome, and I'm thinking about maybe doing it next on stream, since we're probably closing in on finishing Ori, and I don't know when the next one comes out, so... Yeah, Wizard is never late. There you go. Okay. So we're gonna... Let's see, it's... So I'm gonna put this one away for a little bit. We're gonna work on somebody else's, and then we'll come back to it. So let's do this one. We'll do that one. And this line art won't take it. We'll bang out the line art on this one. And then I think we'll work on the sketch for Mage Character. That would be good. Your babies. Yes. I was trying to work on some of these commissions at work, but like during my lunch break, but it ended up just being that I decided I was just going to do it this way, where I do them on stream and just do the sketches ahead of time, which ended up working out because I could bang out the sketches at work and then come home and work on the lines in color. Less intensive that way, I think. So honestly, if I could stay home and do this all day, I'd rather do this, but gotta make money somehow, gotta pay for rent and all the stupid computer stuff. Or like internet, gotta have that internet thing. Yeah, I definitely thought this was Zelda for a second too, and then I realized it's definitely not Zelda. Like, it's very distinctly Fire Emblem. It just... For like a half a second, I zoned out and I was like, Zelda music? Nope. Not even a little bit. I'm glad you're liking the mouse. Have fun doing your running around. Interwebs are definitely worth the money. Yeah. I get my internet from Charter Spectrum, and, like, their prices are really good, but their customer kind of shitty. I shouldn't say that. Their customer service is alright. It's, like, their marketing that's kind of awful. Their marketing's kind of the worst thing ever, to be honest. I've gotten so many phone calls of them asking me to, like, upgrade my plan from being just internet to being, like, their triple package of internet, phone, and TV. So many times, and I have called them and been like, hey, can you fucking not? And they still keep calling me, and, like, I don't know how to get them to stop, because they keep telling me they took me off the list, but then I still get, like, spam in the mail from them. So, not sure how to stop that, but they're pretty annoying and persistent. And I'm afraid that if I ever move somewhere where Charter Spectrum is not a thing, that, you know, forever. See you later. Yes, Missile, hang out in Discord so you don't go nuts at work. Have a good night. But, yeah, so, been fighting with Spectrum on that. I don't know what's up with Spectrum on that. We get letters, but not the phone calls. I got the phone calls a lot more often. Relative. Way too big, but that's alright. I don't get the phone calls as much anymore, because I did call them and I was like, seriously? They called me, I set up my internet, and, you know, when I first moved out here, I called the week before we moved, and I set up a plan with them, and they, called me every day the week leading up to my move to confirm that I definitely wanted just internet installed. Are you sure that you do not want the triple play package? Your internet will be much more worth it if you go for the triple play package. And they kept calling me every day for the entire week leading up to the move, and they actually called me while I was in the car driving to Missouri. And my mom basically answered the phone while I was driving, and just held the phone up to my ear so I could yell at the guy on the phone while I was driving. Because my mom and I were switching back and forth while we were, like, you know, one of us would be the driver, and then whatever. It didn't go stir crazy while we were driving, but yep. So they just called me non-stop asking about that, and as soon as they started doing it, I was like, shit, I should have just gone to AT&T. It was a little more expensive, but I bet they wouldn't have called me as much as they do. As Spectrum does. Oh, probably. It does, doesn't it? We were having that the other night working on Kib's piece. On Kib's piece, it was like this happy-go-lucky music while I'm drawing a scene of a city being destroyed, which was awesome. You know, I never asked if you guys wanted clothes on your shoulders. Are you okay with your character being shirtless? Would show off more of the markings. And by more of the markings, I mean it will show off the chest. That's about all it'll show off. It's gonna be such a small icon, I don't think it'll matter. Actually, I never asked you about that either. This document is current. Oh, that document. This document is big enough, I think, for you to resize it for different websites, so you should be good to use it wherever. I'm just hoping that it shows up correctly when I shrink it down. Show off dem pecs. Done. Ooh, a new playlist. Sure. That's Dire Crow, the Discord DJ. Well, I'm excited to see what you come up with when you send it in. long shirts, no pants, maybe no undies. The only thing worse than shirts are pants. Yeah, I can agree with that. Stupid clothes getting in the way of being comfy. Although, to be honest, some mornings I don't feel comfy unless I change out of my PJs, put on, like, sweatpants. Like, if I stay in my pajamas all day, I feel gross. Even this morning, like, I woke up this morning and lazed around in bed for, like, 2 hours, and, you know, I worked on stuff, but I just laid in bed while I worked. And, I don't usually put eyelashes on female characters unless they're, like, wearing makeup. That's how, like, I differentiate. Anyways, sentence. Oh yeah, I don't know. I feel weird unless I change into comfy clothes. She legit wears underwear and a hoodie always unless she has to go out. Yep. Sometimes I wear just my hoodie all the time anyway. I've been wearing my hoodie to work, honestly. It's too cold in the office for me to not wear a hoodie, and I'm really worried that my boss is gonna be like, you can't wear that hoodie to work. Because, like, I wear my sweater underneath so that if he ever tells me to take it off, at least I'm wearing something under it, but I wish I could just not wear work clothes under my hoodie. No? Bras? We're gonna get into some weird territory here, so that's why this stream's marked as mature, but bras are only the worst thing ever if you are somebody with small boobs. Or don't have the right kind of bra. Because I literally cannot function without putting a bra on. I feel disgusting. I don't know. They like, it hurts. I would rather just put it on. I feel like I'm one of the few people with that opinion, though, because most people I've met, even bigger-chested girls, are like, no, I hate my bra. Bras are the worst thing ever. So I don't know why my opinion is so different. I don't mind mine at all. I'm not making a jab at anyone with small boobs, by the way. Like, boobs are beautiful. Everyone is good and pure. Honestly, big boobs are a pain in the ass. They're not even really worth it. Bras are better than binders, but I'm a busty boy. I need my binder. I imagine, are binders even comfortable? Like, I've never really met anybody who wore a binder. But are they just like a really tight sports bra? Type of thing. I know that that's not what they are, but like comparable to something I would probably know. Is that what it's kind of like? Oh my god, Aubrielle, that sounds awful. Jesus. See how fast that went? Jesus. Alright, man. Back down. Yep. No, I'm not allowed to put 6 dash. Flipping will occur. There you are. These cute little fennec foxes. They're great. And then I'm gonna put a little heart in between their hands. Emphasize that this heart shape is speaking, but I need to line it up. But it feels like a bulletproof vest, but your boobs are padding, and it can be difficult to breathe at times. And they're hot, but they make me feel so better, so it's worth it. Hybrid jackal hyena. That's awesome. Jackal hyena sounds awesome. Actually, I've never heard, like, of anyone with a hybrid like that. The craziest hybrid I've heard of as far as art I've ever done for people was the one that's on my desktop. He's a deer mixed with a hyena. That's a pretty strange combo. In a good way. Like, I'd never heard of it before. Heart shape. Beautiful. Okay. More line art done. Alright, let's get Mage Winter's character together. Really quick though, I am gonna throw the BRB up because I'm gonna quick run. I'm gonna click on Discord and dig through some private messages. So I need to grab your references. Where is ye ol' mage? I can never find you because you keep changing your name. There it is. Did that only take me 10 minutes? And by references, I mean that one reference. Okay. He said he's pretty much like Lucas from Fire Emblem. Look up. Or not Lucius. Let me look up Lucius. Discord, I'm gonna need you to go away. Thank you. The speed Lottle. That's me. Fastest Lottle in all the land. Yes. Is that the character that's on my desktop right now? Because I don't know who any of these characters are. Oh, okay. So kind of... Is this the picture you had or have as your icon at the moment? Because that's a quality picture. Okay, then it's who you linked me. Okay, so long blonde hair, a little bit on the feminine side. I can handle it. We got this. Gotta go fast, right? That's the... They will show us the way. We only go fast. Alright, first step. How to draw noses. Questions I could be asking myself. I'm going to ask any. On their back legs like basilisks. Fun fact, the funniest thing I've ever seen an axolotl do is stand up on their hind legs because they have no idea what they're doing once they get up like that. They get themselves up into an upright position and then they're like, wait. Because my axolotl does that all the time. He'll stand like completely up like a person and then he just falls over because he can't figure out what he's supposed to be doing. I don't know if they even comprehend what it was that they were attempting to do. I'm really bad at noses. Let's start with an eye. They get their stupid little derpy heads up like this. Constantly smiling, but then they got their little... And then their legs just go everywhere. They're like... Eh, eh. And then, of course, their tail doesn't fit. So they're more like... And that just results in him falling this way because he's balancing himself on his leg and his just on his tail. So he just tips over. That's what they do. Underwater star jump, pretty much. Yep, that's the boy. Little derpy. Derpiest derp. I'm gonna try to do this character without making him a total Lucius clone, but he keep saying Lucas, and I know it's not Lucas, but I'm dumb and keep saying it anyway. I applaud anyone for attempting human faces. Yeah. I haven't- well, part of the problem is I haven't drawn a human in a while either, so... I can draw humans, I just don't do it that often, so every now and then I'm like, how do? Much. Yeah, I mostly draw animals. It's not, like, an intention. It's not like I only know how to do that. It's just, that's what I enjoy drawing. So I tend to draw them more often, but... I can draw mostly anything at this point. It sometimes will take me a couple tries and I might have to do a lot of research, but... At some point I can draw pretty much anything. It just... I mostly enjoy drawing animals and furs, yeah. I find furries really fun because there's a lot of different types of furries, and so I never really end up drawing the same thing more than once. Like, there's a lot of, say, canine furries, but everybody designs their characters just a little bit differently, so I don't ever really have to draw the same thing twice. And I guess drawing humans would be like that too, but I don't know. I think I've drawn more... Like, I've drawn more brown-haired archers in leather armor than I have drawn, like, what was it, a hyena-jackal hybrid? Like, I've done way more of that. I'm gonna send you another color reference for Adric. I just kind of noticed the ones I sent don't show his upper body markings too well. Okay. Can you, actually send me the, do you have color reference for, Do you have color reference for, her character? For, Foxette's character? It is Foxette's character, right? I haven't confused two people in the chat. I try to be really good about remembering your guys' names, but sometimes, especially when your usernames are different in, Discord, I get confused. Because I start to recognize you by your Discord names, and so then I'm like, wait. You have returned from a somewhat short break to come back to your commission. Now it's your turn. Space a little bit. I also didn't really map it out correctly, so... The angles. Let me scooch this over and keep it. But I'm gonna do this again, because I don't like the angle. I wanted it to be tipped up more. So, I'm gonna go back and draw the face again. Okay, no, I was asking about a color palette for your character, and I couldn't remember if it was your character that was in the thing. I already forgot. He's mostly ashy gray with a few spots. Okay, can do. I was just double checking about the color palette for your character, because I'm gonna probably do that next, after I'm done fighting with this character. No, you go ahead and space out and watch GDQ. Do it. Do the thing. I guess you guys have been watching a lot of that lately. Some of the runs are crazy. Blindfolded runs? Oh my god. Wild. Absolutely insane. Some of my favorite runs of all time, just not even at GDQ, just of all time, have been blindfolded runs. It's incredible that anybody can do anything without being able to see. How many times can I draw a pupil? That's a little bit more spacey. Watching 2 streams at once, I have done that. I will admit that I have done that. It's actually a little bit stressful sometimes because it's so much noise, but sometimes I want to watch one person, but another person's being more chatty, so I, like, watch one person art while I talk to the other person. Or sometimes I just watch both because it's fun. I'm pretty decent at multitasking, to be honest, and a lot of people don't believe me when I say that, so that's why I get in trouble. I work a lot for doing things that aren't work at work. Can't get involved in more than once, but I jump between them. That's certainly a way to handle it too. Yeah, I think I used to, you know, I've done that in the past. Gonna have to redo the structure of your face, cause now it's not really... I wanted to watch all of the AGDQ runs today, but particularly since it was the last day, but I ended up being busy for most of it, so I said, screw it, I'll watch the VODs at my leisure later. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you gotta just say, screw it. Jeez, Foxette, you're so good at, You're really good at multitasking. That's a little more than I usually can do. Honestly, I'm not even offended if you guys don't show up, especially because it's AGDQ. I figured I wouldn't get that many people in chat this week because it was AGDQ, but for some reason we've actually had more people this week, so you guys must really like me or something. Eyes are hard. Drawing the other eye is the worst. See if I can get it right this time. Artsy for AGDQ 2019 Slime Rancher speedruns. How do you even speedrun Slime Rancher? Is that even a thing? It has to be a thing. Somebody has to have done that. Alright, Mage, which face do you like better? Let me fix the eye on this one, and then it'll be a little bit more fair fight. Fucked up that eyeball. Hang on. I'm normally a game and a stream watch, and then you're an awesome stream, just chill. Aw, thank you. I have forgotten to breathe. This face isn't really finished, but I like the second one better. Like, I already just like this one better. 18 minutes and 41 seconds is record for Slime Rancher. Slime Rancher glitchless any % from game start to credits. Oh, that's true. I guess there is a credit sequence, so technically, yeah, you could. I kind of think of it primarily as like a farming game, so I was kind of thinking, like, how do you even do that? Like, that would be like trying to, for me, that would be like trying to speedrun, and I know they do it, so I guess my thought process didn't really make any sense, but, My thought process was, you know, that would be like trying to speedrun a game like Harvest Moon or Animal Crossing, but people do speedrun Animal Crossing. I think it's like, what, race to your first debt, or what, like, get your first debt finished or whatever, so... Only set 9 days ago. Well, there we go. Maybe that's what we should be doing on stream. Preparing for our world record speedrun of Slime Rancher. I was practicing Kirby and the Crystal Shards for a while, but I'm not very good at it. I was never planning to do it to be on, like, world record pace or anything, or, like, to be a speedrunner. I just was doing it for the fun of it, you know? New Leaf has first debt, all debts, golden tool. Oh my god, all golden tools? Jesus. All golden tools is wild. How does that even work? Can't you only get some of the golden tools at certain times of the year? Oh no, why do you have band-aids on your hands? And also, I know that feeling. I was doing that the other day. I was talking in Volpine's chat, and I kept hitting the button. Does it? I don't know why. Let's give him some slightly feminine hair, and then that changes. Oh, that's true. Yeah, they're not limited to not changing the time, so... Black White 2, for example, certain routes are faster in certain seasons, so they'll save quit to change the date to get the season they want. Oh, okay. See, the season thing never really worked out for me all that much in Black and White, because, like, I felt like every time I saved and closed the game, it would just change the season. The season was never correct in my game anyway. Maybe that's something that's only in the first Black and White, but... Yeah, I forgot you could change the date. That's gotta suck if the some of the rare fish are being particularly sneaky that week. In New Leaf, I only needed one fish to get my golden fishing rod, and I just could not find it. Same thing with, like, the tarantula and the scorpion. I could not find them at all. It took me forever to find the scorpion and the tarantula. Got band-aids because I work with an X-Acto knife and it slipped twice. Ow. Yeah. Oh, I've done that. That is the worst. X-Acto knives suck. Especially when they do that. How's he looking, Mage, by the way? Just nick the tips of my fingers on the non-dominant hand, but still, yeah, still that hurts. Let me remove the other face. Let's not let that lurk there. You're blonde, boyo. Okay, so he looks good. Because if there's something you're not feeling about his face or whatever, hair, you know, anything, let me know now. Can't really change it that well once I go to line art, so if it's not right, let me know. Longer hair. Oh. Anime characters, and I know these aren't technically anime characters, but anime-esque characters always have, like, tons and tons of layers to their hair. He looks great. Oh, previous song was something from Radiant Historia. Now you know. Never heard of Radiant Historia, but that's okay. Oh, hey, face. Chill out. Tell I'm used to drawing animal fur and not hair. Ghibli stream, yes. We could have a movie night stream. Watch Ghibli. I don't know how. I still don't know how to do it, but do it. Yes. It's actually been a little while since I saw Howl, but rezoned in. Like Mage anytime somebody mentions lizards. Returns to the world of the living for a moment. That was awesome. Then probably robes more like, you said robes more like the same character, I guess. But that's okay. Howl's Moving Castle has a sort of crow in it. Really? Nausicaa Valley of the Wind as your second? I liked that movie, but it wasn't my favorite Ghibli movie. I don't know what I would say my favorite is, though. They're all so good, it's hard to rank them by, like, favorites. Oh. Oh. Yeah, what is your all-time favorite Ghibli movie? get a closer and figure out how the room's working. Oh, is this a different character? Is Ruthia different from Lucius? Can't even tell. I don't play this, so I have no idea. Yeah, Spirited Away is really good. I really like Spirited Away, and I really like... Oh, hey, Nezaruk, what's going on? I really like Spirited Away. I always liked Kiki's Delivery Service when I was a kid, but now I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I remember liking it a lot when I was little. You know what movie I really liked that wasn't... It's not a Ghibli movie. I think it's by, Ghibli or Ghibli. I've already forgotten. Oh, it's the Japanese version, Romanji. Okay. Oh, now I know. Kites with the cats on them, that's awesome. Ooh, filling out job application. The most exciting. Ghibli is correct? Okay. I feel like it's the Naruto versus Naruto debate. It's always gonna be wrong no matter what you say, so... Because no matter who I talk to, if I ever want to say I have never watched Naruto, someone always yells at me and says I'm pronouncing it wrong, so... I just stopped asking. GIF or GIF, you know, somebody's always wrong, so... I'm gonna bring this up a little bit, because I don't want to copy the outfit exactly, so... I'm not gonna give him a collar. I'm just gonna, like... I'm gonna bring this piece up, the wrap up a little bit, so that it's not as obvious what it is. But anyways, yeah, a movie I really liked. It's not a Studio Ghibli movie, but or Ghibli movie. It's, I think it's made by one of his apprentices, maybe? But it's called Summer Wars. I really liked Summer Wars a lot. I remember, I have that movie on DVD. I thought that movie was good. Try to think of other movies by him. There's so many good ones that they all kind of lump together as just being amazing movies. But I've already forgotten, like, which ones I've seen and whatever. Yeah, a little bit. I wouldn't say it's the best thing that's ever been made, but I really enjoyed it. I certainly wouldn't call it better than Studio Ghibli. I wouldn't call it better. I liked it a lot for what it was. Oh, really? I thought he was I thought he was like an apprentice or a partner, like a friend or something of just a notable Japanese animated film director. Huh. Oh, okay. I thought I read somewhere that they were related in some way, that like they knew each other or something like that. I just, maybe I got some misinformation somewhere. It reminded me a lot of Studio Ghibli, so maybe I formulated that thought on my own. I don't know. I must have been wrong. I must have gotten some misinformation somewhere, because I heard that they were vaguely related. You know what though, and it's ironic for reasons. But you know which Studio Ghibli movie I have not seen? I think it's the only one I've never seen. I have not seen My Neighbor Totoro. And it's funny because I've had a deep connection with Totoro since I was a kid, apparently, and did not know it. But I've never actually seen that movie. I think it's the only one I've never seen. I think I've seen all the other ones. But I'm gonna look it up. Seen that one. Haven't seen Totoro. Kiki's Delivery Service. Howl's Moving Castle. Okay. I saw. Oh no, I did see Castle in the Sky. Nausicaa, Hanyo. No, I have not seen Grave of Fireflies. I don't recognize that name. Porco Rosso was really funny. I think it was just stupid. Secret World of Uri. I don't think I've seen that. I haven't seen a couple of these. Okay, I lied. Some of these I don't even recognize. So many. I think a lot of these are short films, maybe. So there's all of them. I don't even think I could pick one. I liked all of them. My Neighbor Totoro was a weird movie to me. It felt more like an episode of a slice of life anime. Cute, definitely solidly early kids movie. Grave of Fireflies is the saddest movie in existence of everything. Definitely be prepared if you ever want to watch it. Jesus. I think that they were like things related to Studio Ghibli. Messing it up. The really small child's movie, you can feel that it's directed for a younger audience in a way, but at the same time it made me feel as though I was a child again. Did I ever tell you guys about the Shmoo? This is related, I promise. Did I ever indulge you guys on the story of the Shmoo? Sounds like that's a movie that you would watch for sadness. If you want to feel sad that day, that's what you watch. Battle of the Sads between Up and... what is that? Grave of Fireflies? A movie called Grave of Fireflies. Just... Alright, so did I tell you about the I can't remember. Genuinely, I can't remember. Did I tell this story? Funniest thing in the world to me. So I'm gonna tell this story again in case there's anybody here who's never heard it. So this is related to the conversation at hand. Do not worry. So when we were kids, and I didn't know where it came from, and I found out in the last couple of years that my grandma had gone to like CVS or something. To, you know, like a little like drugstore nearby the house, a pharmacy or whatever, to pick up some stuff right before Christmas, and she saw in one of the baskets near the front of the store, she saw this little blue critter. He had little rabbit ears, and he's got this, he was blue, and he had little spots all over his belly. He kind of looked like a seal with rabbit ears, because the plush was kind of weird looking, and he was carrying a white bag. So Grandma thought, oh, he's some sort of Christmas seal. So she bought it and brought it home, and we thought it was super cute. Dad started calling it the Shmoo, because my dad likes to give stupid names and stuff, and he's the best. And so we had the Shmoo, and he was the Christmas Shmoo, and every year he came out of storage, and the Christmas Shmoo was put in the little Santa sleigh at the bottom of the stairs, and he was like our own little, like, seal Santa, you know? Like, that was his thing, that the Shmoo just hung out with us. Well, you know, we had the Shmoo since I was, like, way little. And just, he was there. He was always there. That's what he was. He was the Christmas Shmoo. Well, I think it's been 3 years now, maybe? Like, 3 years ago or something. But we were home for Christmas, and my sister and I were sitting in the living room or something. And she sits up suddenly, and she hands her phone to me, and she goes, "Is this the Shmoo?" And lo and behold, on her phone, she has a wallpaper from My Neighbor Totoro with the 3 colors of Totoro walking across the bottom of the screen. And there is the brown Totoro, the little tiny one whose color I can't remember right now, and the blue one with the bag. All these years, we've had the blue Totoro in my house, but we didn't know it was a Totoro. And so now he's the Shmoo. The Shmoo is Totoro. And it was beautiful. Oh, Totoro is specifically the large brown one. I didn't know that. What's the small one's name? Yes, him. That one. But that's the story of how I had the small blue Totoro in my house. I don't know what his name is, though. Now you have informed me that since I have not seen the movie, I do not know if that one has a name. Does the small blue one have a name? I also just remember there's a stream delay, so I should stop talking and asking you questions that you're going to answer probably shortly. Oh, he's just not in it that much? Okay. Well, the medium one. Gotcha. Well, the medium-sized one then, the small one. That's, like, second smallest one. That one lives at my house, and he is the Christmas. He brings Christmas. And he's beautiful. Everything about that creature is beautiful. The small one is all white. Okay, I couldn't remember what the small one looked like because we don't have that one in our house, so I don't really care about that one. TBH. Oh, that's right. He's the little tiny one that doesn't have a face. Yep. So that's the story of how the one of the Totoro creatures became a member of my family's Christmas. All because my grandma thought he was a seal with a Santa bag. That's right. She did it. I think I'm just about done with this. Basically Delibird, that's what she thought it was. Yes, we could have had Delibird in my house, but no, we ended up with Moo. I thought I liked that knee. I'm trying not to copy the outfit exactly. Actually, close that window so I stop copying it. But yeah, I'm trying to differentiate. Like, I might give it a different color, maybe. Do something different with the robe. Don't let me forget the book. Probably best to close the reference so I stop looking at it. No, but I get that. I've had that too, where like a character looks almost exactly like what I was picturing, and then it's something I can't unpicture it. Well, first of all, I think the face is different. I think I interpreted the face a lot differently, so I think that's a good start. I need to find a way to differentiate that this leg is up instead of... If I just cover it with the... If I just cover it with the robe, then you're gonna lose it. I'm gonna draw this leg. I'm gonna draw this this foot in. Sketch and then zoom it out. Lose that leg. I'm gonna erase all of this, and maybe we can do something different with the bottom of the robe to differentiate it a little bit. Differences I made are mostly in personality, which is difficult to portray through visual medium. It can be a little hard. Sometimes it's not, but it certainly can be a challenge. So what if instead of this being like a shawl, what if we made it like... If we made it more like, we could put like a little ring here and connect the fabric of this part of his robe. Let's see, since you're here sitting with me, let's try to maybe rescue your character from being just the other character. So if we did like that. So he can still have his little shawl. It just... Maybe it's smaller, and... I think this fits him, I don't know. But then you could do like... Instead of it being split down the side, like down the middle, maybe it's split down the sides. Copyright hell? Yep. Well, copyright hell, and you don't want people to go, is this character Lucius from Final Fantasy? Like, you know, you want people to identify this character as being your character right off the bat.